In this video, we are going to compare Shaun, Clarida, Chris Bumstead, Keon Pearson, Mike Sommerfeld. So, Keon Pearson, who got the second Mr. Olympia title in 212 category, and Shaun Clarida, who got the second place, and Chris Bumstead, we all know, he got the first place again, six-time Mr. Olympia in Classic Division. Mike Sommerfeld, who impressed everyone by getting second place. So, we are going to compare these four athletes because we are watching their profiles, and in future maybe they can switch to open bodybuilding. So we are comparing this, and let's start the comparison with front lat spread. And you can see Shaun Clarida, and yes, we all know that he's not big, his height is short, so he can't be very big. So we can see the conditioning in Mr. Olympia 2024, and he was looking good, very hard, and but still Keon Pearson has so much muscle mass, and he was looking so big against Shaun Clarida. So we all knew that he is going to win 212 category, and so he won. And Mike Sommerfeld has impressed everyone, and you can see the front lat spread. So he was it's his favorite pose in classic, and you can see the V-taper lats. He was so conditioned, and the posing was just phenomenal. And you can see the quads. The quads are looking very impressive. And Chris Bumstead, as we all know, he's a very conditioned and with decent size, and you can see the conditioning in Certus interior quads. And look at the Keon Pearson's physique. You can see the V-taper, the waist size, so tiny waist, and quads. You can see the quads, the perfect balance. So I think Keon Pearson is looking so impressive in this pose, and he's carrying a better symmetry. Although Chris Bumstead is so balanced and very hard and conditioned, but still I prefer Keon Pearson's physique because he's so roundy. So the definition in muscles, the depth in muscles, the roundness. So according to this, I will give this pose to Keon Pearson. So let's move to any side chest. So in Shaun Clarida's physique, his midsection is looking a little soft, quads are conditioned, and overall he's looking conditioned. But look at Chris Bumstead. So he's perfectly complete in this pose. You can see the chest, striated chest, serratus interior area, shoulders, arms, glutes, hamstrings, quads, everything is just conditioned, and he's looking so impressive in this pose. And then again we see Keon Pearson, so he's also looking unbeatable in this pose. You can see the midsection, the shoulders, the chest, quads, hamstrings, glutes, everything is just conditioned. But still I'll prefer in this pose I'll prefer Chris Bumstead because he's looking complete, he's looking fuller, bigger, and more conditioned. So that is why I'm giving this pose to Chris Bumstead. So let's see front double biceps. So in this pose again, Shaun Clarida, we can see he's looking conditioned, nice V-taper, midsection is fine. And Chris Bumstead, you can see the vacuum, the quads, the upper body, the lats, arms, everything is just conditioned, and he's looking hard. And on the other side we see Keon Pearson. You can see the width of lats, so tiny waist, big lats, the V-taper is very impressive from him. And the quads, you can see the striations, the separation in quads, sartorius, you can see sartorius muscle in quads visible. It's just amazing, I would say. And you can see the overall conditioning, the symmetry, the proportions. He's carrying everything in this pose, and I'll give this pose to him. And if we talk about Mike Sommerfeld, he's carrying something else. You can see the posing, the vacuum, this is just phenomenal by Mike Sommerfeld. But according to the conditioning, I'm giving this to Keon Pearson. And secondly, I will give this to Chris Bumstead. Third, I will give this to Mike Sommerfeld. And fourth, I'll give this to Shaun Clarida. So let's talk about packed double biceps. So in this pose, you can see the Shaun Clarida's hamstrings, glutes are conditioned, back is good, the thickness, the depth in back, middle traps, rear delt, everything is just looking good, conditioned. And Chris Bumstead, I would say the density in middle traps are not very impressive, although he's conditioned, but still more muscle mass he needs to put on uh, to better placing in open bodybuilding, because judges wants thicker back, tense back. And you can see the Keon Pearson's back, so he's looking complete. The middle traps, glutes, hamstrings, everything is just perfect, the perfect balance, I would say. Although Chris Bumstead conditioning is impressive, but still I would say Keon Pearson is perfect in this pose. Again, if we talk about Mike Sommerfeld, his glutes are so impressive, conditioned, but not a big size. So I will give this pose to Keon again, and second I'll give this to Chris Bumstead, and third I will give this to Shaun Clarida because of his hamstrings. Hamstrings are more conditioned than Mike Sommerfeld, and I'll give this fourth to Mike Sommerfeld. So let's move to next pose. So let's talk about most muscular pose, and in this pose again Shaun Clarida is looking hard. His squats are looking so conditioned. So you can see the Chris Bumstead physique, he's looking hard, conditioned. Look at his squats, everything is just conditioned. Shoulders, roundness, shoulders. And keon, we can see the keon's most muscular. So keon is not looking that impressive in this pose, although his quads are impressive, but you can see the arms are not looking very conditioned. Shoulders, you can see the arms are bigger than shoulders in this pose. And the midsection, we can see the dent inside the middle abs. And on the corner we see the Mike Sommerfeld, he's also looking good. But although I will say Mike Sommerfeld's conditioning was not on point, Raymond was more conditioned than Mike Sommerfeld. But the overall transitions, the presentations, the vacuum poses, he was just impressive in that. And so that's why he beat Raymond. So I will give this pose to Chris Bumstead. So Chris Bumstead, I can give this pose, and second I'll give this to Keon, and third I will give this to Shaun Clarida, and fourth I will give this to Mike Sommerfeld. So I think overall Keon can beat cbum. So according to me, I think Keon will definitely beat Chris Bumstead. And second I'll give this second to Chris Bumstead in this comparison, and third I will give this to Shaun Clarida, and fourth I will give this to Mike Sommerfeld.